patience after you get married. Meron kaming tip sa mga may asawa dito. Sinong may asawa dito? Raise your hands. Okay. Relationship goals. May tip na ako. When you fight your spouse, okay? Because you will sometimes fight your spouse. Don't always win. Okay? Because if you always win, you will end up living with a loser. Nobody wants to sleep with a loser. Tama ba? Pag minsan matalo ka naman. S-U-R. What's R? Reaction is automatic. Of course, because your understanding is this, then you start reacting. Now, can I clarify something? Can somebody help me with this flip chart? Because I want people to see it, if that's okay. Could you all stand up, please? Face a partner. Iba naman. Huwag yung kanina. Iba naman.
Iba naman.
Huwag yung yumakap sa'yo kanina. Baka mamaya magdalawang isip na sa'yo yan. Di ba? Okay. Okay, one of the two. Dalawa kayo, di ba? You're facing a partner, right? Face a partner. One of the two, clench your fist. Not both, only one. Only one of you. Okay, now face your partner. Put your fist in front of your partner's face. Okay? Isa lang, ha? I did not say hit your partner. Isa lang sa dalawa. Only one of the two. Only one. You choose one. Okay? Good. Keep it there. Keep it in front. When I say go, isa lang. Okay, isa lang. Just one of you. Okay. When I say go, I have a challenge to the one. I have a challenge to the one who's not doing anything, who's just getting nervous. Okay? My challenge to you is, within 10 seconds, when I say go, you find a way that closed fist in front of you has to be open. Gagawa ka ng paraan. Kailangan nakabukas yan, ha? 10 seconds. You have 10 seconds. Ready? Set. Go! 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up! Kailangan na yung doktor dito na nasaktan. Okay. How many of you, and I think most of you, will acknowledge that you tried to use force to get it open? Come on! Force! Utility is force. Ano ba? See? The majority of us will use force when we have to get something done. Can you take your seats? Yung baka nasaktan pa eh. Force or fear is the number one motivation of man. Well, at least what we have gotten used to. Kung gusto mong pagawa ang isang bagay sa isang tao, edi pwersahin mo, edi takutin mo. Does it work? Yes. All the time? No. The second most powerful motivator, or the second motivator, at least one we've gotten used to, because I'm going to reveal to you the third best way of motivating. The second is hope. Hope. Bigyan mo ng incentive, bigyan mo ng komisyon, di ba? Bigyan mo ng sweldo, give the person a prize. Are you following?
Yes.
Business for the last 100 years, schools, even homes, have mastered those two. That's the carrot and stick. The third, actually most effective, most sustainable way of moving another person is self-expression. When you allow a person to truly express himself or herself, whether it's views or talents or passions, yan ang highest motivation. Think about it. A master painter would never paint a masterpiece because of a gun in his head out of fear. Neither would he create a masterpiece thinking how much he will sell it. In fact, if you talk to the masters, they are least proud of their commission paintings. Why? Why are they least proud of commission paintings? Kasi pera-pera lang yan eh. Right? They have to do it for a living, right? But when He paints a creation out of moments of self-expression, that is when it becomes a masterpiece. That's why John Maxwell reminds us, laws of teamwork. If you put the right person in the right place, production is automatic. Motivation is automatic. The wrong person in the right place, confusion happens in the organization. Because people are confused. Hinaya naman natin yung tamang posisyon. Eh bakit walang output? Eh kasi mali yung tao nilagay mo sa tamang posisyon. Wrong person, right place. If you put the right person in the wrong place, which means you should have hired this person but you assigned the wrong job, frustration. The person's frustrated kasi meron siyang kakayahan, has the competency, but you gave the wrong assignment, so there's no output. Now the worst, of course, is the wrong person in the wrong place. Regression. And I'm sure wala naman sa inyo ganun dito, di ba? Tama ba? Wala sumasagot. No, it's good to reflect on this. Because even for leaders, sometimes, when situations change, we also have to adjust our roles and responsibilities. Because maybe our previous assignment is no longer relevant. Right person, right place production, right people in the right places. That's explosive growth. And that's a function of leadership. That you put the right people in the right places, not just in your company, but in your own homes. Why did I do this illustration? Yan. Animals react. Ang hayop, okay, pag mayroong stimulus, immediate ang kanyang reaction. Instinct. Are you following?
Yes.
Do we agree?
Yes.
So most of you, nung ginan yung agad yung kamay, ginan yung hayop kayo. We used our animal instinct.
Yes.
Ang tao, pag may stimulus, may gap muna eh. What happens in the gap? They analyze, they process, they think, they pray, they reflect. Ang dami yan ha? They seek advice from people. And because they do that, this might be a revelation for many of you today, if not all. Animals react. Human beings respond. And by definition, nobody taught me this. I had to go through Webster's myself. By definition, to respond is to appropriately react. To respond is to positively react. You can never negatively respond. Because the response is appropriate. Kaya pag may nagsabi, napaka-negative naman ang response niya, sagutin nyo agad, mali ang definition. What a positive response! Redundant. No, this is so important because every human being has responsibility. Every leader in this room has the ability to react positively no matter how negative the circumstances. This is the victor's mentality. This is the leader's mentality. The victim mentality is, ginanon ako di ba? Ano magagawa ko? And you are leaders. I hope you're exercising your responsibility to its maximum potential. Ba't mo sa siniraan? Pag sagot sa inyo, nauna siya lapitan mo, hayop ka. No, it's true. Because then we think, I'm just, a victim of my circumstances. Ginanon ako, gaganunin ko siya. Walang panalo rin Ba't di tayo sumusunod sa usapan? Sino ba sa atin ang sumusunod sa usapan? Ang sagot mo, ay, hayop tayong lahat. No, leaders respond. Guys, no matter how negative your family may be towards you now, or a best friend, or your boss, or a subordinate, or a competitor, you can still win if you respond. You can still win. Raise your right hand. Tap the shoulder to your right and say, tao ka, magpakatao ka.
Tao ka, magpakatao ka. Okay.
Raise your left hand. Mas maganda yung kaliwa. Minsan, hayop ka. Is this making sense to you?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, watch this. Watch this. This has major implications to business. Pag nare-react tayo, hindi tayo nagre-respond, laban na tayo mga leader. Look at this. Let's watch
The
this.
final experiment that I want to mention to you is our fairness study.
Fairness.
And so this became a very famous study, and there's now many more because after we did this about 10 years ago, it became very well known. And we did that originally with capuchin monkeys, and I'm going to show you the first experiment that we did. It has now been done with dogs, and with birds, and with chimpanzees. But with Sarah Brosnan, we started out with capuchin monkeys. So what we did is we put two capuchin monkeys side by side. Again, these animals, they live in a group, they know each other. We take them out of the group, put them in a test chamber. And there's a very simple task that they need to do. And if you give both of them cucumber for the task, the two monkeys side by side, they're perfectly willing to do this 25 times in a row. So cucumber, even though it's really only water in my opinion, but cucumber is perfectly fine for them. Now if you give the partner grapes, the food preferences of my capuchin monkeys correspond exactly with the prices in the supermarket. And so if you give them grapes, it's a far better food, then you create inequity between them. So that's the experiment we did. Recently we videotaped it with new monkeys who had never done the task, thinking that maybe they would have a stronger reaction, and that turned out to be right. The one on the left is the monkey who gets cucumber. The one on the right is the one who gets grapes. The one who gets cucumber, note that the first piece of cucumber is perfectly fine. The first piece she eats. Then she sees the other one getting grape, and you will see what happens. So she gives a rock to us, that's the task. And we give her a piece of cucumber and she eats it. The other one needs to give a rock to us. And that's what she does. And she gets a grape. And she eats it. The other one sees that. She gives a rock to us now, gets again cucumber. She tests the rock now against the wall. She needs to give it to us. And she gets cucumber again. So this is basically the Wall Street protest that you see here.
Tell your seatmate, hindi ka unggoy. Honestly, minsan, ang galaw ko, unggoy. You know, when I react, right? And sometimes I'm the trigger provider when I'm unfair. Sometimes I'm the reactor, right? How do we react? Look at this. Think about yourself and then think about your people, because you have to see if people are negatively addressing a situation. Next slide. The 6 F's. Pag ikaw nati-trigger, pag ikaw medyo nata-challenge, normally you have the 6 F's choices. You will either fight, laban ko na lang, diba? May ganun eh. Flight, ako na lang. Can you recognize this? Fight or flight? Ano yung pangatlo? Freeze. Baka naman pag hindi ako kumalaw, baka hindi ako mapapansin. Di ba? Yung iba, faint. Marami sa kongreso, ganyan, di ba? Nasa ospital na. For me, the worst is fake it. You just fake it. You're so stressed, you're so upset. You know it's unfair. Somebody has to be disciplined. You just fake it. Because when you fake it, you know, this can kill you. Because it has physiological reactions, you know, in your body. And this is where sicknesses come. When you don't acknowledge it, you just fake it. It destroys your body. Listen. Yung isa dinagdag ko na lang, unfollow. Unfollow mo na lang sa Facebook, di ba? Can you tell your seatmate ano yung paborito niyo? Come on. Pag naiinis kayo, lalo na, ano yung paborito? Pag natatakot kayo, come on, tell your seatmate. You have to admit because you have to know. All of the above. Now, is it wrong? No, it's not wrong. But it is not helpful when you don't process first. Okay, can I just clarify? Sometimes you have to fight. Are you with me? Sometimes you say, this battle is not worth it, I'm going to walk away. Talo lang tayo rito. It's not worth it. I want to win the war, not the short-term battle. But when you do it instinctively without thinking, that's when it's not helpful. And a lot of efforts are being done for you to react by your competitors. To keep you on reaction mode. You're never proactive. To keep you distracted. To keep you upset, right? You should be wise and discern. Stay focused on the goal. S-U-R-P. Now let's go to hopeful parts of the process. P is processing is a choice. I must choose. Step back. Breathe. Allow myself to be guided into seeing the situation from a clearer, more complete perspective. This is where winners begin to win. When they don't see themselves as victims having to react. When they start saying, I'm going to take responsibility for this. I once headed the largest organization of youth engaged in business and international development in the world, by God's grace. I was in Brussels. I was leading an organization in 64 countries. I had 6,000 officers. In that organization's 75-year history, so far, I've been the Filipino, only the Filipino, heading that organization. Now, I do stuff, I have to admit. Africa, Asia, Latin America, North America, Europe. My leaders, some didn't even want to recognize me. Because they said, we can't recognize a Filipino leader. Ganun talagang ka-racist. And at one point I said, enough, I've been serving this organization for a long time. Maybe it's time for me to quit. When my brother Francis, Kiko, my older brother, you know, Francis and I, we have some differences in how we lead. This is one man of conviction. And he said, Anthony, you don't quit just because you're frustrated. You shine like a star because the world is getting darker. You know, that doesn't know. But you will notice the darker the night, the brighter the star shine. B.S. When you shine, you don't shine for yourself. You shine so that those who are in darkness can see. And when I read that note, I said to the side, my God, new perspective. And I said, bring on the darkness. Ito sa akin ang kadiliman. You're not obliged to change the world, guys, right? But at least in your area of influence, the star has to shine. And there are no other stars but you in this organization. That's why you're here today. And that's why we are here to help you. Embrace the responsibility and the darkness and say, I will show you. You have to decide that you will not be a victim. If you will even hope that you will surpass what you've already accomplished, because you've accomplished much. You aangan pa, lalayo pa, tataas pa. Glad you guys are doing. Be firm from the very beginning. I'm the 7th Pinoy to finish the 6 World Marathon Majors in history. Berlin, Boston, Chicago, London, Tokyo, something else. You know, I know in the starting line who will not finish. Starting line pa lang, alam mo na hindi matatapos. Pag tinanong mo, anong target time mo? Ang sagot sa'yo, bahala na. Ba't ka nandito? Eh, pinapunta ako eh. Alam mo yun? Parang, they're not even decided. They're about to run. They haven't even decided. Do you know that to decide is the same root word as suicide? That means no options. You kill all other options. A person who has truly decided to go for what is great will kill good as an option. I hope that as you start this year, it's already Feb, right? You already decided that this year is going to be a banner year for you. Kasi kung sa simula pa lang, hindi ka pa nagdidesisyon, there is no way you will survive during the execution. Processing is a choice. And hopefully by this time, if not yet, you have decided. What do you see? Okay, let's watch this. Kasi nakikita natin eh. Okay?
Hi, I'm Richard, this is Sarah, and we're going to perform the amazing colour-changing card trick with this blue-backed deck of cards. Now the idea is very simple. I'm just going to spread the cards in front of Sarah and ask her to push any card towards the camera.
Okay, let's see. I'm going to go for this card here.
Okay. Now Sarah could have selected any card at all from the deck, but she selected the card which is now face down on the table. What I'm going to ask her to do is show us which card she selected.
Right, so the card that I chose was in fact the 3 of diamonds.
The 3 of diamonds, okay, excellent choice. That card goes back into the deck. Now I'm just going to spread the cards face up on the table. Do a little click of the fingers, and you'll see that Sarah's card here has now got a blue back. Not particularly surprising. What's slightly more surprising is all of the other cards have got red backs. And that is the amazing colour-changing card trick.
How did it become red? Can you tell your seatmate your guess? Tell your seatmate. Come on, paano naging pula? Kasi mulo lahat yun, di ba? Tell your seatmate, what's your guess?
Magic.
There's another video beside that. It's not about the cards. Can you play this? Actually, hindi lang isa yung nagbago. The bigger picture, the
Hi,
bigger
I'm
picture.
Richard, this is Sarah, and we're going to perform the amazing colour-changing card trick with this blue-backed deck of cards. Now the idea is very simple. I'm just going to spread the cards in front of Sarah and ask her to push any card towards the camera.
Right, okay, let's see. I'm going to go for this card here.
Okay. Now Sarah could have selected any card at all from the deck, but she selected the card which is now face down on the table. What I'm going to ask her to do is show us which card she selected.
Right, so the card that I chose was in fact the 3 of diamonds.
The 3 of diamonds, okay, excellent choice. That card goes back into the deck. Now I'm just going to spread the cards face up on the table. Do a little click of the fingers, and you'll see that Sarah's card here has now got a blue back. Not particularly surprising. What's slightly more surprising is all of the other cards have got red backs. And that is the amazing colour-changing card trick.
Raise your right hand. Tap the shoulder to your right and say, buksan mo mga mata mo. Raise your left hand. Eh, ikaw nakasare. We have to look at the bigger picture. Minsan kasi masyado na tayo nakatutok eh. Diba? We really see only that which we choose to see. Can I hear one thing you have learned so far? Just one statement. Out of the box? Oh. Hindi ko sinabi yun, pero sige na. That's your interpretation. Okay? Yes? One thing, I'm not even asking you to. Huh? Again? Good. Then you agree? Yun lang? Okay? That's the first 3 minutes. Wala nang sumunod ron. One more?
Dari dong.
Don't get that.
Dong, dari dong.
Isa na lang. Okay, so I'll give you another one. Next slide. The 4 eyes of the creative process. If you want to create new solutions, because you need new solutions to reach higher targets, right? You need innovation. You can't do the same thing expecting different results. Diba tawag doon ni Einstein's stupidity, right? doing the same thing, expecting different results. This is just a tip, very practical one. There are 4 steps to create any solution to a problem or to maximize any opportunity in front of you. The 4 I's. The first is incubation. That's when you get all the facts. That's when you identify the problem. That's when you talk about what could possibly have been, the source of the symptoms that we now see. Brainstorming is part of initiation. After initiation, this is where processing happens. You have to go through incubation. That's when you stop. That's why a psychiatrist will tell a patient, after the patient expresses his or her problem, I'll see you next week. Yung pasyente, tulad ko, I was being counseled. Inis na inis ako after sharing the problem. Sabi sa akin ng counselor ko, see you next week. Sabi ko, I shared the problem. What's the answer? I'll see you next week. Because he wanted me to go through incubation. And many times I did not see him again the next week because I solved it myself. When a doctor tells a patient, after you share your issue, sige, take 3 aspirins, call me in the morning. Yung aspirin, wala yun. Ano lang yun? Gimmick lang yun. Importante lang yung tulog. Because the sleep is the best incubator. So after a meeting, when you get stuck in traffic, you say, yes, incubation. The worst meetings are when you sit down and you identify the problem opportunity, you come up with options, you make a decision, you jump straight to execution with budget and schedules. Done. Why are they the worst? There's no incubation. Unless it's a crisis. And then when you're walking or in traffic or you're taking a shower, suddenly, ding, ding, more ideas. Okay, hindi ko naisip sa meeting kanina yun. Bakit? Why? Because there was no incubation. There can be no illumination without incubation. That's why Wiley the Coyote, alam niyo yun, yung roadrunner, uupo yun sa isang bato. Nakapanood niyo ba yung cartoon na yun? Nakaupo siya sa isang bato at hindi siya gagalaw hanggang hindi nag-a-appear ang isang bagay. Ano kaya mag-appear? Light bulb, di ba? The problem is sometimes we're already implementing, wala pang illuminating. And we're wondering why the solution didn't work. Wala pang light bulb, nasa execution ka na. That's why agile leadership is so important. Agile marketing, agile ibig sabihin, version 1.0, 2.0, 3.0. Try it. Get feedback. Try again. Get feedback. Because that's the way the world is today. Dati, ang labanan ay dragon boat race. You see 10 miles ahead, 1 stroke, 1 direction. Ngayon, whitewater rafting. Lungkot na. Challenge eh. You cannot see 10 miles ahead. You see 10 meters ahead only. And it's not 1 stroke. It's multiple strokes. At pag sinabi ng boss, lahat sa kaliwa, dapat lahat sa kaliwa. Hindi yung, matagal na akong sa kanan. Dito ako nagsimula. Dito ako magtatagal. Dito ako mamamatay. Mamamatay ka talaga. Dahil hindi ka makakasabay. No, it really has changed. Situations are changing all the time. That's why you have to keep on engaging. Initiation, incubation, illumination, and then you talk implementation. The best meetings, mag-usap tayo sa problema. Brainstorm, give me all the facts, get all of the data. May kulo ba tayo ng dalawa, the source of information, get more information. Okay, we'll see each other again tomorrow, same time. You'll be amazed at the quality of the ideas after 24 hours because you follow the process. Processing. Next slide. 4 levels of listening. I just learned this 2 years ago. I'm 55 years old. All my life, I thought when you listen, you're only talking to the other person. All distraction away, focus ka na doon sa kausap mo. Hindi pala. Kapag nakikipag-usap ka, kapag nakikipag-negotiate ka sa customer mo, kailangan nakikinig ka rin sa sarili mo.
Yes.
See, there's cosmetic, conversational, active. Cosmetic, syempre mababaw. Conversational, at least nag-uusap kayo, di ba? There's an exchange. Active, binabasa mo kahit yung hindi mo sinasabi. Right? Deep is when you're listening to both of you. I have to listen to me. For example, dapat pakinggan mo yung sarili mo pag dumating pa lang siya, tapos sinabi mo na kagad sa isip mo, bakit ba parating pa lang siya, gusto ko nang umalis? Why is it that I have a particular issue with this customer, not with the other one? Bakit ba itong katrabaho ko ito, pag pinag-uusapan niya na yung kanyang target na naabot niya, gusto ko na siyang sapukin? No, you have to listen to yourself. Or why is it that when my boss asks me for my accomplishment, I freeze? Parang nagagalit ako. Parang gusto ko sabihin, nagdududa ba kayo, boss? You know why it's so important to listen to yourself? Because sometimes the issue is you, not the person you're talking to. Are you following? I was talking to a manager, they had I service this company. Alam mo yung mga team building, diba? Sign, commit, diba? So, he promised during the convention that talagang susuyurin niya yung buong komunidad. You know, they're really engaged with the entire neighborhood for better sales. Instead of waiting, he will go out, you know. 1 month after they signed, he did not go out. He wasn't going out. He was always busy. And then he realized, my gosh, when he listened to himself, natatakot akong matroma ulit. Dahil nung huli kong lumabas, wala akong benta. Pinagsabihan ako ng boss ko, ng dating kong kumpanya, na kung ganyan nila mang gagawin mo, ka na mag-design ng pera. So, he didn't even know. He was not aware. It was unconscious. That yes, he signed a commitment form going out, but he had a bigger commitment inside of it. Never na akong mapapahiya ulit. And he wasn't aware. But he became conscious when he started to reflect. And then when he finally realized it, and the need for leaders to be vulnerable today. Some of you don't want to be vulnerable. Men are never vulnerable. But there is no way you will innovate and create if you are not vulnerable. Vulnerability means the willingness to make a fool of yourself from time to time. Tama ba? You're going to present a new campaign. You're going to suggest a new strategy that's never been done before. Half of your audience is going to make fun of you. And you're not going to be vulnerable. Minsan yung takot natin ang problema eh. Now, let me get to the core question. And I hope you don't mind using a powerful word. Guys, we're all leaders here. When you're in a tough situation and you're not moving forward, when you have issues with execution, when you can't engage with a particular person, you have to ask yourself, is it my shit or his? Because if it's your shit, don't bring it out to the table. Deal with it. Kung issue mo yan, get counsel. Run to your advisors, to your inner circle. Talk to your higher boss, right? Boss, may problema talaga ako sa tao to eh. Am I making sense here? Sabi na isang mentor ko, Dennis September of Uganda. I love the way he puts it. Why do we let the pleasant people of our present company pay the price of the painful people of our past company? Why do we let the present people today, diba? Pay the price of the painful people of our past? We're not moving forward because we're putting it out here, but they have no issue with you on the here. Ang tawag dyan, next time, hugot. You know, I just finished a 6 months ago, a 2-year course on psychodynamics of organizations and individuals. It's a master's degree in Singapore. If I were to summarize that word, it's hugot. How individuals and organizations, companies like yours and mine, fail to move forward because of hugots. The unseen. Ang ibig sabihin ng hugot, pagka ang hugot, parang ano, di ba? O sige, mag-ano tayo, magpa-party tayo. Tapos may magsasabi, tama na ang party-party! Itingnan ko ng mga tao, hugot. What does it mean pag may hugot? Ha? Himo? Emo? Ano nga ibig sabihin? Emo, emotions. Meron kang pinagdaanan, something in your past that is preventing you from moving forward today. Kaya sa malalim, kailangan hugutin. Are you following?
Yes.
And lahat tayo dito may hugot, ha? Yung nagsasabing wala siyang hugot, siya ang may pinakamalaking hugot. Let's get practical here, okay? I'll give you 2 illustrations. My wife, Maricel, nagkita kami ng mga barkada ko from high school sa mall, naglalakad kami. This was early on in our marriage. Sabi ko, Rika, this is Maricel. Okay? Excited ako kasi barkada ko yung close na close kami doon. Kaway si Maricel. Nung tumalikod na si Rika, sabi ni Maricel, anong nangyari sa inyo dati? Ganon. Ako excited na excited siya. Suspicious na suspicious. Oh God. Because this is public knowledge. Because when Maricel was 5 years old, her father asked her permission if he could introduce her as his niece in a public gathering. Anak, pwede ba mayang pamangkin ka? Can you imagine asking permission? That destroyed her. Because her dad was X44. Can I say X44, di ba? Tony Ferrer, X44, Agent X44. He was not supposed to have a child. James Bond cannot have children. Tama? Walang hirap. But now they're reconciled. And I had to bridge to reconcile them. They don't have the perfect relationship, but she is no longer controlled by that past hurt. Some here is self-control. Ano ang hugot mo? Ang problema ko naman, I was raised in a perfect family. Ang hugot ko yun. Parang, hindi ako sanay sa gulo kasi lahat kami organized, lahat kami, supposedly raised well. That can also be a problem because sometimes masyado kang dekahon, masyado ka ng masistema, masyado ka ng logical, ala ka ng puso. David shepherded the people of Israel with an upright heart and a skillful hand. Psalm 78 verse 72. I share that with you not as a religious man but as a leader. David shepherded the people of Israel with an upright heart and a skillful hand. May puso at kakayahan. Kailangan ng dalawang yun. Iba, panay puso, alam kakayahan. Iba, panay kakayahan, alam ang puso. Look at your seatmate. What do you see? Hopefully both. Come on, look at your seatmate. Puson. Hindi, kasi again, let's move on from this. But I just wanted to disturb you. Because this can really transform your output. Because it's holding you back. Transference is a psychology principle. Okay, let me just say this. Where we are reminded that all our current relationships in business and at home, are influenced largely by the way your primary caregivers treated you the first 6 years of your life. I'll say it again. Your relationships today, at home and in the workplace, are largely influenced by the way your primary caregivers, not necessarily parents, kasi kung minsan di naman sila nag-raise sa inyo, treated you the first 6 years of your life. Kasi foundational yun eh. So lack of trust or anger, sometimes, feelings of betrayal. Minsan ang roots mo doon. Kaya kailangan hugutin. Bring it out from darkness into the light where you can deal with it. Now, does it mean Maricel is completely healed? No, but she's no longer a slave to it. And so now she can enjoy more relationships. Raise your right hand, tap the shoulder to right and say, Tanggapin mo na ang mga hugot mo.
Malapot.
Raise your left hand. Kamukha ka ng hugot ko. I just want to assure you, no matter what you're going through, what you've gone through, it's holding you back. For as long as you have a trusted friend that listens to you, you don't need a trained psychologist, psychoanalyst, psychotherapist. Okay? Let's just be clear about that. Basta may kaibigan ka nakikinig sa'yo, nagmamahal sa'yo. Okay? Meron ka bang kaibigan kahit isa? O, then may pag-asa ka. Pero kailangan, dalawa ha, you trust this person, ibig sabihin, pagkakatiwalaan niya, at nakikinig. Kasi meron tayong mga kaibigan na hindi marunong makinig. At meron tayong mga nakikinig na hindi naman kaibigan. Diba? Gagamitin lang nila sa atin. Hindi ka tayo. Understand it's a process. It takes years sometimes to overcome. Go to the root. That's why you have to go to the past. Not just the present, not just last quarter, not just last year. And then, sessions such as this, where, congratulations, your management allows you to have more hopeful thoughts and not those negative ideas. See, you can reprogram your mind, and you have to reprogram your mind daily. Why don't you give your organization a round of applause? Because today is an opportunity. And transformation is forever. After processing, we go into action. A, surpass. Acceptance of change is the hope. Diyan na ang pagbabago. Tanggapin mo na ang pagbabago na dapat na manggaling sa'yo in 2020 if we're going to surpass our performance. This is also based on John Maxwell's law of the lid, which is his first law in the 21 Irrefutable Laws, which is his #1 best-selling business book of all time. The law of the lid. Kung ikaw ang leader, iangat mo kakayahan mo. Lift your lid. Keep on lifting your lid so that people around you will also lift theirs. If you do not lift your lid, if you do not keep on increasing your capacity for transformation and change and leadership, the rest will also not want to. They will not be inspired to. But if there's 1 or 2 or 3 people under you who want to grow, and they see that you refuse to grow, they will go lateral and grow somewhere else. So, acceptance of change is the hope. I want you to watch this. I'm mindful of my time. But I want you to watch about 3 or 4 minutes. Now this is, I'm not going to talk much about this, but I want you to process this, because this is, pause first. This is the horse whisperer. The dog whisperer, the horse. Okay, now typically to train a horse, it takes weeks to get a rider on a horse. This guy does it in 30 minutes. But he will show you what happens in the 30 minutes. You will think that he rushes things. Watch him. And let's think of how we go about our leadership.
I want to tell you that in starting Corona tonight,
Corona's the name.
I would like her to accept her first saddle and rider in about 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
But it's up to her.
Against typical 2-3
I
weeks.
will do it with her as a partner.
Partner.
I will not force her to do anything. Okay? So I'm going to turn her loose now, see her just decide to go away. So I'm going to say, fine, Corona, that's all right. But don't go away a little, go away a lot. And about 4 or 5 laps in each direction in a round pen like this will constitute a quarter of a mile. And then after you've negotiated your roughly quarter of a mile, I'm going to put her back in the same direction that she traveled at first, the original direction. And let's watch her communication with me. Let's see if this inside ear will find me, and the outside ear will listen to the rest of the world. There it is. Inside ear already finding me, like that. And the other ear on the outside moving to listen to the rest of the building. And that's the first gesture, generally speaking. And the second gesture is to make a smaller circle, which she just did.
Okay, so the horse is
So
connected.
there's all 4 gestures. Smaller circle.
Smaller circle.
Here, chewing.
Lick,
And
chew,
dropping
chewing,
your head down by the soil.
and then putting his head down.
Now I'm
That
going to move
means
in and just move
connection
off
is
a little
happening.
bit because I'm ready for join up.
First time he saw this horse. Look at this.
And draw her to me. Moment of join up. Stand in front of her and reward her for that. And then walk away from her. Follow up. Holy moly. A miracle. Oh, my uncle told me about saddles too. He did? What did he say about them? He said, buck them off. Buck them off? Yep. Did he say why you would buck it off? He said they tickle. Well, this saddle might tickle a little bit, but no big deal. Mr. Roberts, if that saddle tickles, I'm going to buck it off. I'm going to put that tighter. Then we're going to put the second billet on, right up, so that it rides her, like so. Oh, my word! Oh, Krona! What is the deal? Help! I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. Oh my word, Krona. Krona, Krona, Krona.
Meron ba kayong mga kasama sa trabaho ganyan? Mga pasaway? O ikaw yung
You
pasaway?
trying to buck it off? Yes. I want to be your friend again. I want to come to you.